Hello friends, today we are going to do another task. I'm going to teach you how you can actually insert the data inside database with the help of a jQuery is a post method. So this is actually uh, AJAX, which actually does without refreshing the page. So what we are going to do, we are going to make two files. We create page 1.php and page 2.php. What we are going to do in this task, we are going to add students data inside the database. So let me show you the student table. We have actually database named as a test, and inside the test we have a student table. So these four records are already saved inside the database, and we are going to add more students in this table. So let me start with this. So first of all, we are going to copy this HTML file, and we are going to paste in this file page1.php. Now we close this. So our task is to actually this actually the student ID is actually auto increment, so we are not going to add this ID. We shall only add student names. So let us create a table, and in table tr, and then td student name, and then another td input type is equals to text, and the name is equals to student, and id is equals to student. All right, now we create another row. We leave this actually td empty, and in another td we are going to create a button. Input type is equals to button, and the value is equals to add student, and id is equals to btn. All right, so let us first execute this. Page 1, okay, student name, and this add student button. Now what we are going to do, script type is equals to text slash javascript, then source jQuery, and then we have added jQuery library. Now we are going to create a document.ready function. Script type text slash javascript. Now $, document.ready, then we call a function. All right, now what we are going to do, we are going to create another function on a button click event. $, $btn. Once this button is clicked, then we call another function. Now what we want to do, once this button is clicked, then we want the uh, value of this text box to be stored in a one variable. So let me do one thing. Variable is student underscore name is equals to jQuery. And what is the idea of this student text box? Is a student. So hash student, then dot val. Okay. Now we test it whether the value is coming or not. So window dot alert and student name. Let us try this. Let's suppose we are going to add another student is Nadeem. So okay, the value is coming. Now what we do here, now we use jQuery as a post method, jQuery.post. We define a URL that is page2.php, and we are going to send a variable to page2 page. So we define is to student name equals to student name, comma, function. Once it actually the record is successfully inserted, then we are going to display a message window.alert data. All right. Now on this page 2, first of all, we are going to create a variable dollar std name is equals to dollar underscore post. We have to copy this variable student name. All right. Then what we do, we actually on top we are going to define a connection string. So dollar connection is equals to MySQL I underscore connect. Then we define a host, local host, and then user root, and password is empty. There is no password, and our database is test. Okay. Now what we do here, we are going to create insert query. Dollar insert student is equals to MySQL I underscore query. First of all, we are going to actually give it a dollar connection, and then we execute a query. So insert into students, then value. The table name is students and value. So first we want to leave this empty. Now inside this we are going to actually insert this dollar std name variable. Seems as if there is a little error. Okay. Now, once this query is successfully executed, then we are going to actually uh, display a message. So if dollar insert student, then echo record successfully inserted. All right. Else echo there is a problem. All right. So let us try this. And so it says there is a problem. Let us find out what problem is there. Student name and dollar connection. This is fine. And std name dollar underscore post and the student name, which is this one. This is fine. And MySQL I underscore query dollar connection and insert into student. There will be a values. All right. Still there is a problem. So let me configure why there's a problem. So dollar std name, and this is actually into insert into students and then values dollar std name. So let me again try. So record successfully executed. We have to check inside database. So we are going to refresh this. Okay. So record is successfully executed, edit, and we are going to add another student. Let's suppose Zubair. Record successfully executed. We want to check inside the database. So records are successfully executed. So hope you have actually enjoyed this lecture. Quite simple. What we have done, we have created a text box in the button. We have assigned ID to a text box and a button. And in this jQuery, what we are going to do, we are going to perform a function on the button click event. So then we are going to actually store a student value inside the student name variable with the help of jQuery hash student, which is ID of the this text box dot val. So it brings the value inside this variable. Then we have used jQuery dot post and page 2 dot php or is a page where we are going to actually perform the logic, and then we are actually storing this student name in another variable to send this to page 2.php. Then there here we are actually calling the callback function to display the message whether the data has been inserted inside the database or not. So on this page 2 we have actually defined the connection string and then a student name and inside student MySQL I underscore query. So if successfully inserted, then this message, otherwise this message. So hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your patience and listening it carefully. Thank you.